traders, FXPIPCOLLECTOR here. Today is Tuesday, April 4th, and welcome to today's live stream. Thanks for coming, thanks for joining. As usual, we're going to do a full top-down analysis on the US dollar. Then we're going to look at all the other US dollar pairs, including probably gold and silver. Then we'll probably take some requests. We'll look at a few yen pairs, probably oil, natural gas, and a couple stock indexes. So we may as well get started right away with the DXY on the monthly time frame, working our way all the way down to the 1 hour time frame. Anybody that does follow me knows that the DXY US dollar index, for me, when I trade all the other US dollar pairs, are most important, that I try to understand these dollar indexes to the best of my ability and then use that to help me trade all the other dollar pairs. Yeah, we can do the Nifty too, buddy, no problem. So anyways, let's get started on the monthly time frame, work our way down. So on the monthly, as you know, you see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right there, very clear uptrend. Then we see an A, B, C correction. Then we see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. Now we definitely have a couple options here. This may be a wave C, like I've been saying in my videos for the last couple weeks, or it could be like a wave 1 of wave 3, and this move down is going to be an A, B, C of 2, kind of like this wave 2, and then go up and make a 3, and eventually make a 3, 4, 5, kind of like this wave A trend. So that's definitely possibility number 1. Possibility number 2 is this is an ABC correction. That is the end of a correction. They definitely did take out structures, so we know this trend up is over. If it's a wave C, then we know that we're in a downtrend. If it's a wave 1, then we know that this is going to turn into a correction and it's going to go back up, which we should be able to recognize the difference between this, because this is the shape that it's going to make if this is the end of a correction, or the other option is it's going to make something like this, which is actually a very, very different shape, kind of like this ABC right here, or kind of like this ABC right here. Definitely a very different shape that the market will make if this is not the end of a wave C. So now let's head down to the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, I'm still sticking to the idea this is the end of a wave C, and that this right here is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wave downtrend or so, and it's a wave 1. I still think there's a very good likelihood this is a wave 2, and I still think, especially with how impulsive down this is, there's a very good likelihood that this move down is going to be all part of a wave 3, and that just keeps on going down. Oh, whoops, did I not unmute myself? Sorry about that. Discord, I forgot to unmute myself. We should be good to go now, though. Sorry about that. Thanks, Eddie, for letting me know. Sometimes I go for quite a while without even knowing, so definitely thanks for that. So hopefully we're all good now. So let's head down to the, so on the weekly we think that we could be in a 1, 2, 3. So let's go down to the daily and let's switch back to the US dollar index. Now on the daily is where you can see a 1, 2. This is all a wave 3, ABC of 4, and most likely this is a wave 5. Then we have impulsive up. This definitely could be a trend. It definitely looks like a 5-wave trend, and that means that this move down still could be a correction, like a wave B, like we were originally thinking a couple weeks ago. This is definitely still a possibility, and if this does happen, the market will let us know that it's doing that by taking out structure in a big way, and instead of making this shape, it's going to make very impulsive movements up and probably end up doing something like that, which, like, again, is a very, very different shape than the first shape I was showing you. So as of right now, we don't really have to worry about it, because right now we are still making lower lows, lower highs. If price does go up and take out that structure, we're going to know that this move right here is over, and if that move right there is over, it's either going to A, do this and keep going down, or possibly it's going to make impulsive up, corrective down, impulsive up, and go up and make a big old wave C. So once again, we have more than one option, but if we pay attention and we stay very open to our analysis, we should be able to figure it out what's going to happen next. Now I definitely could picture this being a wave 1, I could definitely picture this being a 1. I could definitely picture this being a 2. This looks like a 3. This looks like an ABC, almost like a 4. And this move down could definitely be a wave 5. If that's the case, then that means this move up is probably going to be a correction to this move down. Because most of the time, corrections don't form trends. They form more corrective overlapping patterns. So just the fact that this is a trend does make me think that this is going to be a correction up. Whether it's an ABC of B or whether it's an ABC of 2, it doesn't really matter to us because an ABC is going to be the same whether it's a wave B or whether it's a wave 2, and then the move down is going to be the same whether it's a wave 3 or wave C. The only difference is a wave C will be much smaller than a wave 3. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame. On the 1 hour time frame is where we can start to see the structure that we're watching. Now, if this is a 4, and this is like a wave 5, then this will go up and it will break structure, but there's really no guarantee of that yet. This trend is definitely not proven to be over. It's really not even going to be proven to be over until it takes this high out. But if it takes out this high, we'll know that this section of trend is over, and we'll know that it's either going to do this, or it's going to keep on going up and eventually take out that high. But the fact that it hasn't taken out structure yet tells me there's still a very good possibility that this could just keep on going down. No structure break means that there's no proof that the trend is over. If there's no proof that the trend is over, then I'm still just going to keep on looking for sorts in a downtrend. No point in fighting the trend on this one. So now we have that information. Now what we need to do is we need to apply it to all the other US dollar pairs, including gold and silver, because for the most part, the US dollar indexes drive the patterns that you see on pretty much all these US dollar pairs. So let's go to the euro dollar, keeping what we just learned on the US dollar index in mind, and we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to go from the daily time frame down. So on the daily, I definitely see what looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I definitely see what I think is an ABC correction. Now this move up right here does kind of resemble a little bit of a trend. You would kind of think that this was getting ready to end, but I still believe that the possibility is much better, especially looking at the weekly and monthly, that this is actually like a 1, 2, and we're in a wave 3, and that this trend is actually just going to keep on going. Now, we do have non-farm payroll this week. We do have to keep that in mind. You know, sometimes halfway through the week, the market will just kind of set itself up for non-farm payroll on Friday. But let's see what happens. So going down to the 4 hour time frame, this is definitely a trend, looks like an A. This is definitely 3 waves up, looks like a B, and this is a downtrend for a C. That's definitely a way higher high right there, but I'd call that an irregular wave C or an irregular, really just an irregular ABC correction. Now this move did start to turn, but as you can see, just like the US dollar index, it really hasn't even taken out any structure yet. The uptrend is not proven to be over, and it could always just keep on trending up like that. That's why I don't really assume that anything is over until the market tells me it's over by taking out an important structure level. So going down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, it definitely does resemble that 3, 4, 5 shape that you see at the end of pretty much every trend, but that definitely does not mean that this is over. And until it actually goes down and takes out that low, we don't even know that this trend right here is over. This very easily could just keep on going up. No proof that anything is really over yet, and with how these dollar pairs have been going, like I said, I am still very bullish, and if this starts to turn up, I'm still going to be looking for longs in an uptrend. I'm still very bullish until it takes out this low. Even when it takes out that low, I think there's a good chance it will just make a correction, and then it will just go up again. So I still think the possibility is much higher that the dollar pairs will all continue. Maybe we're going to get a bigger correction, maybe not. We'll just have to let the market tell us. Going down to the daily on the pound dollar, pretty much the same pattern. We got a 1, ABC of 2, we got a 3, ABC of 4, and a wave 5. Then we have an ABC correction right here. I think this, just like the euro dollar, I think this is a 1, I think this is a 2, and I think we're in a wave 3. We just broke out of this structure right here. That's definitely a very important daily time frame structure level. So I really wouldn't be surprised if it did pull back, but unless it goes down, takes out that low, we're still in an uptrend, and the trend, I think, is going to keep going up like that. I think we might be in beginning stages of a wave 3. So let's take it down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, you can see that structure break that we had today. That was an important structure level. I still think this is an ABC correction right here. It's just the pound has been so strong that it made a very irregular ABC correction. Irregular top for the B, irregular wave C because it's a higher high than the wave A. I still think the possibility is much better that this will continue up. Maybe it'll make a pullback first, maybe not. Either way, I'm still very bullish and I'm still looking for longs, especially on shorter time frames. Going down to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1 hour, really you see a impulsive up, you see a corrective down. The last structure level on the 1 hour is way down there. That pretty much alone tells me that this is not going to be over and it's probably going to go up again. Even if it does end it's like a 3, 4, 5, I still believe it'll go up again and it may just keep on going. So if I do see another opportunity to go long, if I see like a 3-way pattern, I am definitely going to take that as a long opportunity for the continuation of what could be a big wave 3, just like on the euro dollar. So let's head down to the Aussie dollar. The Aussie dollar was strong up and now it's strong back down all over the place. It still looks like it could be very corrective up, which is why I think there's so much selling pressure on this still, because this does resemble an ABC correction. And there always is a possibility that it goes down, and if it does go down, it's not going to surprise me and it's not going to bother me, because instead of looking for longs, I'll just start looking for shorts again. So really no big deal for a trend trader if it doesn't go as planned. But I still am thinking that it will go up. I still think this move down is going to be a correction to this last move up, and I still think that it's going to respect the fib level, make 3 waves down, and most likely just keep on trending up. So let's take it right down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame is where you can start to see the lower lows, lower highs this whole way down. We do have a 50% Fibonacci bounce, but you can see how strong down that is. That's probably just a wave A. And maybe it will just keep on going up, because the Aussie did find some strength, and we did have some Aussie news yesterday, so it definitely could find some strength and just keep on going up like that. But usually when you see a downtrend like this, it means that the next move is going to be a correction, and then it will probably go down again. Either retest the 50, maybe go to the 61.8 to make a wave C, break structure, and most likely just end up continuing the uptrend. So let's check out the Kiwi dollar. Kiwi dollar, much more convincing that it is going up. And on the daily time frame, it still does look very corrective to the upside, like it could be an ABC correction. And if it is an ABC correction, I'll definitely recognize that by seeing real clear structure breaks on the shorter time frames. And then instead of looking for longs, I'll just start looking for shorts again. I still think that this is a complete ABC correction, and I still think that this is just going to keep drifting up. It's eventually going to break this and just keep on going. I think this is in a wave C, not a wave 3, unlike the other dollar pairs. So let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, I got my Fibonacci retracement measuring this move. I do think this move down is going to be a correction to this move up. I think it's going to bounce off a fib level after 3 waves down, making a pulsive move up, and most likely just keep on trending. I do believe that the trend is over on the daily, weekly, so that means that this is going to just keep going. And you will notice the higher lows at every single one of these peaks. I think it's going to continue to do that and just keep on going up. So let's head down to the 1-hour time frame. 1-hour time frame, I'm definitely very bullish. I'm definitely looking for longs. I don't think it's quite ready to go long yet. It might not even be ready today. It might have to wait till tomorrow, or maybe even later. I think it's going to make some sort of an ABC pattern, though. I do think it's going to go to a Fibonacci level, break structure to the upside on that third wave, and most likely just keep on trending up from there. So let's check out the US dollar Canadian, which is actually quite a bit different than some of these other pairs. And this one, you almost do have to go to the weekly to see it, but I'll just show you on this time frame, because if you want to see my full top-down analysis, you can just watch my US dollar Canadian videos that I put out every weekday. But I think this here is a downtrend. I think that's a 1. This is definitely an uptrend. I think that's an A. This is corrective. I think that's a B. This looks to me like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of C. I think this is a wave 2. I think this first move down is a 1. I think this is an ABC of 2. And I think we're in a wave 3 right now, which I think has got a long ways to go to the downside. I'm definitely very bearish on this one, and I'm definitely looking for shorts on shorter time frames. Going down to the 4 hours where you can start to see this first trend. This is most likely a 1. This is an A, B, C of 2. And I think we're in a wave 3, and I don't think it's over. It may go up. It may make a bigger correction, and hopefully it does, because at the end of that correction is where I'll be looking to get short for the continuation of what I think is a trend that is probably not even close to being over yet. But like I always say, the trend is down on the higher time frames, whether it's going to do this, whether it's going to do this, whether it's going to make a bigger correction and do something like that, I don't really know. But luckily, I'll just be able to follow my structure. I'll be able to follow the patterns. And no matter whether it does this, this, or this, I will trade accordingly either way. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame. Now on the 1 hour time frame, we do have a little bit of a break of structure there, but I think this is actually an ABC correction. I think there's a chance this might just keep on going down. As you'll notice, this is lower highs the whole way down. This is a very strong downtrend. Definitely no reason to think the trend is over yet. I'm definitely still very, very bearish. If it makes 3 waves up, then that's going to be a short for me. If it goes down and makes another 3 waves up, that's going to be another short for me. I'm looking for shorts. I'm only looking for shorts, and I'm only looking to go short at the end of any one of these multiple pullbacks that we've already had. While most people go long, right here, I'm the type of person that just continues to look for shorts. Definitely trade with the trend. So the US dollar Swiss, ooh, that's definitely making a move down also. This one, you almost have to go out to the weekly and monthly to fully understand it also, but I still think this is an ABC. Even though this move down is just looking very, very slow, very, very overlapping, I think it's going to eventually break out, and I think it's just going to keep on going down. Especially looking at the US dollar index. So going down to the 4 hour, definitely a little bit of a messy pattern, but I definitely think this is an ABC right there. That's an ABC for sure. Then it went down, and then it made another ABC, a little bit of a different shaped one, but that's definitely an ABC. Then it went down, and it made another ABC, another little bit of a different shaped ABC, but that's definitely an ABC. And now it's going down, and I don't see any reason to think it's over. If it does go up, I'm not going to go long. I'm going to wait for the end of these ABCs, and I'm just going to continue to trade short, build a position the whole way down. So let's head down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, we definitely had to move up right here, but I would have never gone long because it never broke structure, and plus I understand the longer time frames, so I understand that a structure break does not tell me to go long, but instead it tells me that it's probably just another correction. But this one, you almost have to go down even further to see it, because that's an ABC correction. I could tell on the 1 hour, even without going to a shorter time frame. 3 waves up, impulsive down. The entry was like right here. So if you enter now, you're definitely chasing it, and it definitely could turn against you pretty quickly. But about a half an hour or so ago, there was definitely an entry to go short on this one for sure. No reason to think it's over. Definitely very, very bearish. Oh, pound yen, same thing. Looks like a short. Higher time frames, we got a big downtrend on the US dollar yen, like an 11 wave downtrend. I think this is a 1. I think this is an A, 3 waves down for the B, and a C, probably a wave 2. I think this is a downtrend right here, probably a 1 of 3. I think we're in a correction that's going to be like a 2 of 3, and I think it's going to keep on going down for a wave 3 of 3. So let's head down to the 4 hour time frame. 4 hour time frame, this definitely looks to me like an uptrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. I think we're in a correction right now. Probably going to be a messy pattern. Probably go overlapping, come down to one of these fibs, like the 50 or maybe the 61.8. Make an impulsive move up, ending a wave B, and I bet it will go up one more time to make a C. ABC correction. Probably this whole move down is a 1. ABC of 2. Once this wave C is over, we see that break of structure, we'll know it's over, and we'll know that we're going down for a wave 3. So let's take it down to the 1 hour time frame. 1 hour time frame, it definitely looks to me like this is probably a wave A. Remember, a wave B is supposed to be an ABC also most of the time. We definitely got 3 waves up. That's probably a B. I bet we're going down right now for a wave C, probably down to the 50, maybe the 61.8, but probably more likely the 50 to finish a wave C of wave B. Then it's going to turn back up and probably go up and make that bigger wave C like I was showing on the 4-hour time frame. So let's check out the gold. Oh yeah, gold. Everybody keeps talking about how they want to go short on gold, especially in my group, and I keep advising against it, but it's okay, no matter. So anyways, on the daily, we see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of 1. I see an A, B, C of 2. I believe we're in a wave 3 right now, and there's definitely no reason to think otherwise. You can see that it keeps making higher lows, and it keeps going up. I think this has got a long ways to go. My Fibonacci extension right here. A wave 3 needs to be bigger than a wave 1, so 100% Fibonacci extension would be like the minimum that this wave 3 would go. Really, if it really is a wave 3, it needs to go a lot further than the 100%. Really, it needs to go to like the 161 and maybe even further than that. So just something to think about when you're trying to go short on gold. You might want to second guess that. Anyways, going down to the 4-hour time frame is where you can start to see the higher highs, higher lows. First sets it up. This move down, I think, is an A. This move up, I think, is a B. I think this is a C. I think this is overlapping D. And I think this is an E. A, B, C, D, E. Definitely a nice triangle. It's a very, very clear triangle, and we had a break of that triangle. We had almost a perfect retest of the triangle. And as you can see, it is going up, and I think it will continue to go up. Now let's take it down to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame is where you can see what I think is the end of this wave E. Break of structure would have been my first initial entry. Then what happened? 1, 2, 3 waves down. That's actually very, very clear 3-wave pattern. Definitely started off looking a little corrective, especially on the shorter time frames than the 1 hour. But really, you need to trust the higher time frames. Kind of forget about those shorter time frames when it comes to trying to analyze them and just look for pullback entries. When I'm on these shorter time frames looking for entries, I'm not worried about Elliott wave. I'm not really worried about anything except for trying to get in on pullbacks. So yes, this move up was looking very corrective, but as you can see, the higher time frames were correct again, and it did just end up continuing on up. So definitely looking for longs on gold, as you saw from my higher time frames. I think that gold has a very, very long ways to go. I think that we are going to see a lot more upside potential on gold. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be some pullbacks. Doesn't mean that there may not be some big pullbacks. Like, these are all big trends. Those could have been tradable, but I would always prefer to just wait for the end of the correction and enter long at the end of a correction. So anyways, let's start taking a look at a few other things. Let's switch over and look at a couple yen pairs. The euro yen was requested today, and I'm actually starting to think that what I said today in the video is probably not right, because I think this is what's going on, especially with that break of structure that we have on the daily time frame. So on the daily time frame, we have an ABC correction. We have higher lows, higher lows. I think this is a bigger ABC back here. I think that's over. I think this ABC is over. I think we have a break of structure. I think right now we're in a pullback, and once that pullback is over, this thing's going to take off to the upside. So I do believe that it will go up again, but I'm starting to think that this is going to make a bigger correction, especially looking at some of the turns that the yen pairs are making right now. So what we need to do is we need to put our Fibonacci retracement, measuring this last move up. Usually a way ABC correction will go to the 38%. So that does seem like a likely place to go for an A, 3 waves up for the B, and then we're probably going down now for a C, 38%. That would create a top becoming a bottom, go up, take out structure, and then just keep on going up from there. 1 hour time frame. Now, why do I think it's going down now? And this morning I was thinking that it was going up because the market showed me a new shape. I am very, very open to my analysis. I'm probably one of the I'm more willing to change my analysis at a second than probably most people you will meet, which is probably why I'm successful at my trading. But now I definitely see what I think is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then now I was thinking this would just continue up this morning, but after seeing what the market did, 1, 2, 3 waves up and then turned, if that was an uptrend, it probably wouldn't be doing that. 3 waves up, a downtrend followed by 3 waves up with a lower high, that's a wave B. And I bet it's going down now to make a wave C. Breakup structure, probably one of these two fib levels will tell me the correction is over, and that will be the continuation of the uptrend, I believe. So the euro yen, I'm thinking is definitely going down for a wave C. So the Canadian yen was another one that was requested. Let's head up to the daily time frame. Now this one also broke structure down here. This one's definitely a little different because this looks like a trend. That's a very clear 5-wave trend. Now if this is going to end this trend, it will take out the high of wave 4. So it will most likely do this. Even if it turns out to be a correction, it will take out that high and make an ABC. So I'm saying worst case scenario, this is going to make an ABC that's this big. Definitely a lot of long opportunities in an ABC correction that big. Best case scenario is it's going to go up and do this and just keep on trending up from there. Either way, I should better recognize whether it makes this shape, or I'm going to recognize if it makes this shape. For me, trading is all about pattern recognition. It's not about trying to put labels on the market. For me, it's about observing the patterns that the market makes and then putting labels on the market and then trading accordingly on the sort of time frames, going with the flow. So anyways, let's head down to the 4-hour time frame. 4-hour time frame, we're definitely going up. To me, it definitely doesn't look like it's over. So even if it does go down, it's just going to be a correction, and I think it will continue up either way. If it's a 1, 2, 3 of wave A or 1, 2, 3 of 1, it really doesn't matter to me because a 1, 2, 3 of A and a 1, 2, 3 of 1 is going to be exactly the same strategy. So it honestly doesn't matter one bit. Going down to the 1-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, this probably is a wave A, just like the euro yen probably is a wave A. Now, one thing I had to say is because I think this is just because I think this is an AB and I think it's going down to make a C, the exact same thing on the euro yen applies. So I think this is going to happen. But I am 100% not going to trade this short because I know that we're in such a strong uptrend on the longer time frames. I know that there's always a possibility this could make a higher low, higher low, higher low, and just keep going up. So if it could just keep going up, then why would I want to take a short that may not be a good desirable trade, when instead if I see it go down and then make an impulsive move up, I can just go long at the end of every single one of these pullbacks. Everybody seems to think that trend trading is difficult, but I tell you, once you learn how to do it properly, it's definitely not really anything difficult about it. The difficult part is when you see it going down, not going short. Everybody just wants to counter trend trade everything. Everybody wants to be a counter trend trader. So when you're in a big uptrend like this, why is going short at every single one of these little peaks desirable? Maybe I could definitely see it desirable if you were on like the 1-minute time frame trying to scalp. Then I would be looking to trade a short, but I'm not a scalper, so I'm not going to be doing that personally. So definitely be careful with those counter trend trades. I really try to teach people in my Patreon group not to do so much counter trend trading because it's not going to be as profitable as if you pay attention to trend trades. So what do we got here? We got a few other pairs to look at requested by my members. Let me go down just to see. Yeah, we can look at Bitcoin, so we'll put that on the list. I was just checking my Patreon to see if anybody requested anything else. Now, if you're wondering what I was talking about when I'm talking about Patreon, is I do offer a free Discord channel and I offer a Patreon page. If anybody is interested, definitely check that out in the description to find out more. So anyways, let's go check out a couple Aussie pairs that we got going on here. Aussie Swiss. I think I was just looking at this one recently and I do have it marked. I'm going to unmark it though. What do we got on the Aussie Swiss? Oh, it is making that wave 5, maybe. Yeah. Kind of looks like, to me, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're probably going down right now for a wave 5. Maybe even a wave 5 of C. Weekly, what's the weekly got? Oh yeah, I was thinking that the Swiss could continue down now. That's right, now I remember this. Now, I was also thinking there's a very good likelihood that the Swiss could just keep on going down, and this may not even be a wave C, and it could just keep going down. So definitely be aware of that when we go down to these sort of time frames, because what I think could be a wave 5 could just keep stretching out. It may not even be a wave C. Let's head down a little sorta to the 4-hour. Look at that. That's actually pretty nice. The only thing I don't like is this pot going up right here. That definitely looks like a trend. But this is a trend. And this is definitely 3 waves up right there. So let's get rid of this. And let's put this on there. And yeah, it did kind of turn at a fib level. It went past it, but I would definitely consider that respecting the 61.8. Nice impulsive move down. That looks like the end of a correction. I bet it will keep going down. And even though I think it looks like it could be a wave 5 of C, it also could just keep on going down very easily. Sort of time frames, I'm definitely looking for sorts. This is the last structure level that will tell me that this trend is over. Unless that breaks, I'm just going to look for sorts. And if it just keeps on making 3-way patterns, I'll just keep on going short every single time. So I'm definitely very bearish on this one. I think there's a very good likelihood that it will just keep on going down. What do we got? The Aussie Kiwi. This is one that I actually haven't looked at in quite a while, but oh, it's definitely following plan. I haven't looked at this in a couple weeks, but this is an old mark of an ABC that I thought was over. And as you can see, it's still going down. I bet it will just keep going. Because if that really is the end of an ABC, then this really will be a downtrend that will take out the previous lows. Because that's what happens when you have the end of a correction, whether you're on the daily, monthly, 1 minute, or 1 second time frame. The end of an ABC is going to, if it really is the end of an ABC, is going to just keep on going. Yeah, swimming against the current. All you're going to do is tucker yourself out and lose all your money. But I try not to discourage people too much because there's definitely some counter-trend traders that do make money. I definitely know of a few. But I still am under the belief that trend trading is the way to go. It takes a little bit more skill and probably a little bit more effort, but I definitely think once you do it, you're going to be way more profitable in the long run. So for me, this looks like an ABC. It looks like the end of a correction. I'm definitely looking for sorts in a downtrend. No doubt about that. 1 hour time frame. Yeah, it kind of looks like it's about exhausted this one trend right here, so it probably is going to go up soon. So what I would do, if it does start to go up, I would put my Fibonacci on here. I would wait for a 3-way pattern. If it makes 3 waves up, if it makes an impulsive move down, that's going to be another sorting opportunity. Go with the flow. That's what I'm all about with my trading. Just go with the flow. So let's check out the Kiwi Canadian. That was another one requested by my Patreon. This one of my members was saying is a leading pair for some of the dollar pairs, I think he was saying. I don't know. I don't really see it personally, but I wish he would. I'm gonna have to have him do a presentation to show us what he means. I was originally thinking this was the end of a 2, but now looking at it again, I don't really know if that's true or not. This was a couple weeks ago when I was thinking that. But so far it still could be, because this is a trend. So far this move down does look corrective, so it definitely could keep going up like I was originally thinking. And if it is correlated with the dollar, that would make sense. So what we should do, which we already have now, is we probably have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. Definitely a very messy trend, but I definitely do see 5 waves right there. Then we see a very overlapping pattern. That does look like a correction because of how overlapping it is. And it did just bounce off a fib level. So I think I see why my member wanted me to look at this. That looks like it's going to break structure and maybe just keep on trending. So maybe this is going to be a 1 and a 2 of wave 3 like we were originally thinking. Do we have any structure break? No, not really. We need to see this high right here broke to truly believe this is the end. Until that happens, we have to look at this move up as possibly being a correction. So this is the high we need to see broken. If not, then could possibly be an ABC correction. If it is an ABC correction, we'll recognize that by seeing 3 waves up and a pulse move down at a fib level, and the continuation of a downtrend. If it's not an ABC correction, we'll recognize that by seeing a structure break, and if that happens, then we may have the end of a correction on the 4 hour that I was just showing, probably the end of a wave 2, and probably just keep on going up from there. So yeah, definitely, that looks pretty decent. It looks like it's going up right now. That right there is definitely 3 waves down. I definitely would have taken that as a long opportunity for sure. That looks pretty nice. Let me grab a drink real quick. So next we're going to look at we'll probably look at natural gas and oil next, because they were both requested by my Patreon members also. So for oil, you definitely do need to go to like the weekly to see the clarity, because that's where the clarity is. So on the weekly time frame, what do we see? We see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave pattern. I think it's an A. I think this move up is going to turn into an A, B, C, or B, and I think eventually it probably will go down again, probably someplace around the 60 level to make like a wave C, before it actually ends up continuing up. So I think we are in for a pretty big move to the upside now. We definitely have a break of structure, which doesn't prove that this trend is over. Unfortunately, this wave 4 high is what's going to prove that this trend is over, and that has not happened yet. So I think there's still a very good likelihood this is going to go up, and it is going to take out that wave 4 high, and then it's going to go down and make a cut into that move up, which will be a wave B, and then go up and make a C, most likely an ABC of B. So taking it down to the 4 hour time frame, that means that we probably got a long ways to go to the upside, but with this structure break, I almost guarantee that this probably is going to go down and make a bigger pullback, and then it's going to go up, which is really good, because that will give us an opportunity to go long at the end of this ABC correction. If we can see a 3-way pullback, we see an impulsive move up, that's going to be a really nice long opportunity. Going down to the 1 hour, it definitely looks like this has pretty much extinguished its move up, especially with how overlapping that move is. I bet it is going to go down, and I could even picture this already being like an A, and this move up being a correction, even though it is a higher high. I think that could be an irregular wave B, and then it very easily could go down and make a wave C. Yeah, I did already do the dollar pairs, but we always look at the dollar pairs again at the end of the meeting, so we'll check them out again. And that definitely looks to me like an ABC correction could be forming right now. So if we see a downtrend and then we see a break of structure, that's definitely going to be an entry for me to go long, for sure. We're looking for 3 waves down, we're looking for impulsive moves up to go long. Natural gas, never-ending downtrend. I don't know why natural gas is such a downtrend, but it definitely is, and it's actually very, very clear. We got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, ABC, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. I think we are getting close to ending this wave 3, but I definitely wouldn't be trying to fight this trend, that's for sure. Eventually, I do think we are going to go up and make a 4, which would go up to either the 38 or the 23, probably be around the same size as this wave 2, and then go down and make a 5. So I still don't see that this trend is over. Even the wave 3 I don't see is over yet. Very, very overlapping going down. That's actually a pretty good characteristics of a wave 5. So it probably is getting close. If it does go down, then turn up and really start to take out structure. I mean, I guess you could go long if you do desire to do a counter trend trade, because at that point it may actually make a big correction, which would be an ABC of wave 4 most likely. But there's always a possibility, even if it does break structure, that it just makes another correction, because I definitely see that is a clear trend, maybe a 1, this is a correction, and then this whole way down there's been no break of structure. This is probably still a wave 3. It's probably needs to make a 4 and a 5 just to finish off the trend that started back here. So I'd still, even on the 4-hour time frame, don't really see anything that's over. We do have a little bit of a break right there, I guess. So maybe that is the wave 4, but I don't know. I think it still needs to make a 4 and a 5, and then it needs to make a big 4 and a 5 on the daily and weekly time frames. So definitely doesn't really look like something that's over. Let's see, what do we got here? We do have a break of structure. That's a good sign that maybe we're getting close to being over at least. But a break of structure on these short time frames doesn't really tell you much. This move up definitely looks corrective, so it probably is going to go down. Probably is going to go down to these lows. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go long on anything, but if I do see another sword, I would definitely take it. I don't know. I'm definitely not into going long on something like this. I mean, look at this thing. Zoomed way out. Look at that. Man, if you went sword on every single pullback, you probably wouldn't need to worry about it anymore. You would have made so much money on the way down, it would have been ridiculous. Just sword, 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 sword. Probably about 20 swords on the way down, if not more. And really, every single one of them, I don't really see why any of them would have been a losing trade. Unless maybe you had your stop loss a little bit too tight, but probably 20 plus winning trades on the way down, and I still don't see the end of it. Which is why, another reason why I just don't really get counter trend trading personally, but that's, a lot of people do it, so. This definitely looks corrective. I definitely think it's going to go down. It's probably going to take out this low. And with the way things are going on this, who knows? It could just keep going. Later on, make another move up that probably a ton of people are going to go long on, and then probably go down again. So it does look like it could be a wave 5 on the 4-hour and daily, but that doesn't mean that it is a wave 5. This thing could just literally just keep on going. No point in trying to fight the trend. So we got natural gas. So let's see. We're going to have to take a look at Bitcoin next, I think. And then we got a couple indexes to look at. Stock market indexes. Ooh, the way that thing is hesitating does make me think that that is a wave C. What do we got here? It definitely looks like a downtrend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Originally, I was thinking this is a correction until I saw that 4, 5 shape. Now I definitely see it as a trend. This move up is so far as 3 waves. So if it turns down, then I'll know that it's a correction, and I'll know that it's going back down. If it doesn't turn down, it's as simple as that. You're watching something go up. If it turns down, then it's a wave C. If it doesn't turn down, then it's probably not a wave C, and you might as well just keep trading with the trend. Yeah, gold is headed. All they did was trap all those shorts. I've been warning people for weeks not to go short on gold, and every day I get on and I see people talking about going short on gold. It just makes me sad, but what am I supposed to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could definitely be a wave A. 1, 2, 3. Looks like a wave B. Nice uptrend right here. If this turns down and takes out structure, that's going to be the end of a correction for sure. So like I said, it's as simple as that. If it turns down and takes out structure, it's a wave C. If it doesn't turn down and take out structure, then obviously it's not a C, and it's a wave 3. Because this could be a 1, 2, 3, and just keep going. Or it could be a B, C, and then turn down. I don't know what it is, but I guarantee if I see a structure break down, I'll know it's a wave C, and I'll guarantee if I don't see a structure break, then I know it's a wave 3. As of right now, I would definitely only be looking for longs. This definitely looks very corrective. I would have to see this low taken out before I would even think about going short, because like I said, this very easily could go up. Or it very easily could turn down, take out structure, proving it's a wave C, and then I would start looking for longs, shorts I mean, because then it would start going down. If it doesn't and it keeps making higher highs, then just keep going with the flow. 1 hour time frame. Very, very overlapping. This pretty much has to be a crescent. That is probably the end of a crescent, and it probably is going to go back up, I bet. So I bet it is going back up. I would definitely still be looking for only longs based on the longer time frames. The daily 4 hour time frame are telling me that I should only be looking for longs. So even right here, I would have gone long there, I would have gone long there, I would have gone long there. I would not have gone short, I would not have gone short, and if it goes down, I will not go short. But if it keeps going up, keeps making higher highs, and at the end of every single one of these pullbacks, I go long, I go long, I go long. I don't put my stop loss 2 pips past the most recent low, because that's how you get stopped out. Instead, I give the market some room, so that way if it does go down more, it's going to be fine. So Bitcoin, I'm definitely still looking for longs, and it definitely looks like it's trying to go long right now. Indexes. Let's check out the Nasdaq. Nasdaq next. Yeah. Nasdaq has been strong, but I still think it. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I guess we'll see, but it still looks to me like this is probably a wave A. I still think this is going to be a crescent, and I still think it's going to go down again. But honestly, if the US dollar is going to go down in a big way, then this very easily could go up in a big way. And luckily, I'm looking at this as a wave B, which means I'm bullish. So on the sort of time frames, if this just keeps on growing, then what does that matter to me if I think this is a wave B and I'm on the sort of time frames looking for longs, and then it just keeps on going up? How is that going to affect me at all? It's definitely not going to. I do think it's a wave B, and I do think there's a good chance it will eventually turn down. But if it doesn't turn down, I'll be looking for longs on the sort of time frames anyways. So it really doesn't matter. Going down to the daily, we got a nice uptrend, probably a wave A. We got a 3-wave pullback, probably a wave B. We got an uptrend, which I don't think is over, probably a wave C. If it does go up, if it does make a clear structure break, I'll know it's a wave C. If it doesn't, and it just keeps making higher highs, higher lows, then I'll know it's a wave 3. Pretty simple, really. Going down to the 4 hour time frame, end of a crescent was way back here. From that point on, you should have been looking for longs. There's a long there. Here's a long here. On the 1 hour, I guarantee that's a long. If it goes down again, I'll be going long again. I won't be going short. The higher roadmap time frames tell me that the trend is up. Shorter time frames, I'm looking for longs in an uptrend. Look at that. That's almost a perfect 3-way pattern. 15-minute time frame, I bet that was a perfect 3-way pattern. 15-minute time frame, I bet that was a perfect 3-way pattern. And 15-minute, probably a perfect 3-way pattern. Probably the 4 hour, like I just showed, that was a perfect 3-way pattern on the 4 hour. So it's still going up. Even if it does turn down and break a little bit of structure, that doesn't tell me that anything is over. I'll still be looking for longs in an uptrend. So let's see, we got the Nasdaq. Let's look at the S&P 500 next. Getting pretty strong, exact same thing as the Nasdaq. I believe that we're in a wave B. I believe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of A. I believe this is an A, B, C of B, and that it's going to turn back down. So if I'm looking at this as a wave B and it continues to grow like that, it doesn't matter because I'm looking for longs on shorter time frames anyways. But I do believe it's going to make an ABC and go back down to about the 31.88 before it does actually go back up. But just because that's what I believe doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. And luckily, it doesn't matter to me if that doesn't happen because I would be looking for longs right now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So on the one daily, that's definitely an uptrend. That's definitely 3 ways down for the B. This is definitely an uptrend right here for the C of B. Now it's definitely an uptrend, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a C or B. It could just keep on going. And it doesn't matter if it does keep on going. We'll just keep looking for longs in an uptrend at the end of A, B, C corrections. A, B, C, A, B, C. I'm sure each one of these little pullbacks was ABCs also. I do believe it is going to go down just by looking at that shape right there, so it probably is going to go down. I won't go short, but instead I'll wait for the three-way pattern and I'll wait to go long again. 1 hour time frame. A, B, C. And you got to go shorter to see that one, but this one I can see. You probably need to go shorter to see that one too, but that's definitely three waves. That's definitely three waves. I can see that. That's definitely three waves. I can see it better visible on a shorter time frame. That's definitely three waves. If this goes down and makes three waves and pulsive up, that's definitely going to be my next entry to go long for the continuation of the uptrend. And the Nifty should be pretty similar. It's definitely a little different. This one, yeah, this one's definitely a little different for sure. This is definitely a correction. This looks like three waves up. But this looks very corrective also, so I think that it probably is going to go up again. It's definitely very, very corrective looking. Oh, it did go past 88% though, so that's not a good sign for that analysis. I think it's going down now. That probably is some sort of a three-way pattern right there. That probably is like an ABC or something. It's definitely three waves. So that means that I'm looking for shorts. I bet this is going to keep going down. I'm looking for shorts at the end of every single pullback I can find. And 4 hour time frame. Right now, what would I do? I would be having my Fibonacci. I would be looking for respecting a Fibonacci level. Three waves up, impulsive down, entry to go short. Just like this right here. Three waves up, three waves up. Yeah, the other ones are probably best visible in a shorter time frame. 1 hour time frame, I definitely already see three waves up, so A, B, C. But I'm not going to go short unless I see an impulsive move down, take out structure. If I see that and it happens at a fib level, I'll know it's a wave C and I'll know that that's a good time to go short. If it doesn't take out structure, I'll know that it's not a good time. If it doesn't do this, but instead does maybe this and makes a higher low, then I'll know that's not a good time to go short, and I'll wait until it is a good time to go short. So yeah, I think we got everything as far as requests, so we're going to go back and look at the dollar pairs. Yum yum on gold, nice. Gold's on fire, awesome. It sounds like some of you guys are in gold trades. Is it the dollar or is it just gold? Oh, it's the dollar. Yeah, it's not just gold, it's the whole, wow, yeah, it's definitely the dollar. Man, I hope that some people have made some money off these trades. I know I've done pretty good on them. I've done really good on my trend trading over the last few weeks because the market's been trending so well. So yeah, the euro dollar's going up. I think it's going up a long term. Maybe it'll pull back, maybe not. I believe it's going up. I would only be looking for longs. I would have never gone short there. I would have never gone short there. Even right here, I would not have gone short. I would have waited till the correction is over and I would have gone long. Pound dollar. Another one. I would have never gone short there. I would have never gone short here. I would have never gone short there. And I never would have gone short there or short there. I know a lot of people are going to be looking and saying that would have been a beautiful trade. And I would agree it would be a beautiful trade. But you know what's a better trade? The long that came next. This long. This long. That long. This long was a better trade. And it's a lot less stressful because you know you're trading with the trend. Now it does kind of look like that 3, 4, 5 shape, so it probably will pull back. Even if it does pull back, no big deal. Did we just have news? I think we did have, whoops. No, we didn't. The news is, yeah, the news was at 3, so we had job openings. Very, very bad. That's a good sign of a recession coming, I think. Job openings are down a lot. So yeah, that's what caused that, definitely. Aussie, yeah. I definitely wouldn't be choosing the Aussie to go long on just because of the way the daily looks. But I still think it'll probably follow through. I wouldn't be choosing the Kiwi to go long either because of the way the daily looks, but it'll probably do something similar. I definitely would be choosing the Canadian to go short on. That definitely looks like a 345 though. I think the dollar's going to turn up. The dollar's going to turn up, but I think it's going to be short-lived, and I think it'll just keep going down. US dollar Swiss is on fire, cranking too. Awesome. Very, very clear. Maybe not on the 1 hour, but the longer time frames are. Man, why were you going short on the pound dollar? And the US dollar yen, I even said at the beginning of my meeting that looked like an ABC correction, and then what happened? It just kept going. This might not even be a wave B. I wouldn't be surprised if it just kept on going down like that. So honestly, for everybody that is sorting pairs like the pound dollar, hopefully you take a big loss, because that is probably the only thing that's going to teach you from not trying to counter trend trade this thing. So I'm sorry to say it, but sometimes you need to take some big losses to realize that counter trend trading is probably not the way to go. Even though in this morning in my video, I remember saying that this is probably going to go down and make something like that. Just because I said it's probably going to go down, I would have never sorted it. Instead, I would have waited for the long. And gold. Everybody knows this. What I think about gold. Everybody's been saying everybody thinks gold is going up, so it's probably not going to go up. Well, I definitely think gold is going up. I definitely think it's a wave 3. I definitely think it's going to keep going up. I definitely don't think it's over. So I would definitely still be looking for longs on shorter time frames for sure. With a big spike like that, we'll see what happens. It probably is going to pull back, but hopefully give us another opportunity to go long. I don't personally trade gold. I trade the euro, the pound, and some of these other pairs, like the Canadian. But gold can be a really good one to trade, definitely. Oh yeah, crude oil starting to turn down. That's good. Yeah, that's some pretty nice trends. And honestly, anybody that was trend trading is like smiling from ear to ear right now. Anybody that wasn't trend trading is kicking themselves in the butt right now. Which, like I said, I think people need to experience some big losses to finally realize that they probably should be trading with the trend. And everybody says, oh, the trend is up on the 1 hour, and on the 1 minute, I'm trying to go short. But that's the difference, though. If you're a scalper, then I wouldn't be using the daily time frame as my roadmap. If you were scalping on the 1 minute, then yeah, there's plenty of decent shorts that we have. I'm not a scalper, so I don't talk about scalping on the 1 minute. I am a trend trader, and the daily roadmap time frame tells me the trend is up. So when I go down to the 1 hour, why would I ever think about going short? I definitely wouldn't think about it. So, like I said, hopefully people are losing some money, so that way it teaches them a lesson that trend trading is the way to go. I will never, ever believe it. And like I said, scalping is fine, as long as you're trading with the trend on like the 30-minute time frame and the 1 hour time frame. You know, I have absolutely nothing against scalping. You can make a lot of money scalping. But if you're going to be trading on the 1 minute, then you should be using the 15-minute and the 30-minute as your roadmap. If you're going to be trading on even shorter than that, a lot of people trade on even shorter time frame. We have a member in our group that trades the 15-second time frame and does awesome with it. You know why he does good? Because he understands that if you're trading on the 15-minute time frame, then you should probably use like the 5-minute to 3-minute time frame as your roadmap. The 3 to 5 minute time frame is where you get your direction. The 15-second would be where you enter trades. Same thing if you're trading on the 1 minute. The 1 minute is where you enter trades. Probably the 15-minute is where you get directions. If you're trading on the 15-minute, then you're probably like the 1, 2, 3, 4 hour time frame would be direction. 15-minute would be entering trades. 1 hour trader should be looking at the 12-hour and daily. 4-hour trader should be looking at the daily to maybe 2 to 3 day. 4-hour daily traders to be looking at the weekly and the monthly. So like I always say, I have absolutely nothing against scalping at all, and I do believe it's a very good way to go if that's what you like to do. But if you're going to scalp, you need to understand how to do it. You need to have a roadmap time frame. If you're on the 1 minute, the 15 minutes your roadmap. If you're on the 15 second, the 3 minutes your roadmap. If you're on the 5 minute, then probably like the 30 minute to 1 hour is your roadmap. If you're on the 15 minute, probably like the 2 hours your roadmap. You know what I mean? So if anybody has any questions, definitely contact me on Discord as always. I really do appreciate the support. I really do appreciate everything that everybody does for me. And I do offer a Patreon membership where I do teach my strategy. So if you are interested in that, definitely check out the link. And I'll be more than happy to help you and teach you how I trade. So definitely shoot me up on Discord or join Discord if it's 100% free to join. No obligations to pay a dime if you do not want to. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their day, and as always, happy trading.